welcome to PNN. Noah, these exams have me really stressed.
Me too. I know what will calm you down. We've got a great issue of PNN today. Kirsten talked with our wrestling team. Ryan lets you know his thoughts on Aquaman. Damien interviewed our new geometry teacher. Cayman will show you basketball highlights. And Eli will be telling us about robotics. But first, we'll start with a look at our spring musical.
Why did you pick Into the Woods?
We picked Into the Woods because every year we try to look at the different talent that we have in students and find shows that fit what their abilities are and shows that will showcase them to the best that we can. So there are several seniors and upperclassmen and even some of the younger students that we felt Into the Woods would be a really nice fit for them to showcase all of the things that they've learned here at Cardington's Drama Club and their wonderful talents.
How many years have you been acting in productions?
So technically this is my 5th full year of being in productions, but I actually did start before I was in 6th grade.
I've been acting in Tracy's productions for I think 4 years now, because Peter Pan was my first one and I was in 5th grade. Then the next year I did We the People.
This will be my 6th year.
What is your role in Into the Woods?
I am the wolf.
I am Jack's mother.
My role is the witch, who is essentially Cinderella's stepmother, and it's basically the character of Mother Gothel from the movie Tangled.
What is your favorite part about this role?
Probably that I get to bully AJ and that he's my son.
That's actually a good question, because usually a lot of times I'm cast as like one of the funnier characters, or like when I was Big Jewel, whereas for once the Big Bad Wolf is not a funny role. He's one of the only villains in the show, and I've never really done anything like that before. I've never gotten to be the bad guy.
The witch is actually a really complex character because in the beginning you can see that she's very evil and she lays a curse on the baker and the baker's wife, but then later on as you see her interacting with Rapunzel you realize that she really does love Rapunzel and there's a much more loving side to her. So it's really cool because I get to show an absolutely evil character and yet someone who does really care for their daughter.
What are the show dates?
The show dates are March 7th,
8th and 9th.
Thank you, Ryan.
Now let's go to Kirsten on our update of the wrestling team.
My name is Devin Speck and I wrestle for Cardington Lincoln High School. I am captain of the team and I am the only senior on a very small team, and we have a very young team, and I'm hoping that eventually we get more people out to wrestle. And if you want to wrestle, you can talk to our coach, Joe Sumner.
So my goal this year as a team for Cardington Wrestling is everybody has a positive record and everybody does well this year. And then my personal goal is to go to state and place at state and then possibly go to nationals. And then if you're looking forward to come out and wrestling this year, next year, whatever, just talk to me or talk to the coach and I'll give you information.
My goal for this season is just to make it to state and do my best at state. So far this season's going pretty well. I mean, I think it could be better, but it's like, gotta build up to it.
So one of my personal goals is to probably get my 16 matches done with winning hopefully all of them. And for the team, I hope that they all get better and improvement on most of their moves because half of them are new. Like some of our teammates have only been here for 2 years. The freshman teammates are the longest ones that have been here, which we only have 5 freshmen and only 3 of us have been here for over 3 years.
Okay, one of my personal goals in wrestling is to just win as many matches as possible. The team goal, we need to help the new guys out, help them get their base started. The future of the program, hope we're able to get more wrestlers out here and keep moving forward.
What's your favorite thing
about wrestling?
Fun.
It's fun.
Yeah.
What about, do you love your teammates?
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you look forward to when you go to practice? To see them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's face it, you need to know what movies are good and which ones are bad. Is Aquaman worth your money? Let's check out the next bit.
Movie review.
Alright, so recently over Christmas break, I went and saw Aquaman, which was actually pretty fun. Noah didn't see Aquaman, so he is not in this review. I'll start with the negatives. Aquaman, there's really only two big negative parts I have. And the first one is the movie gets a bit repetitive. And I'll say that, but you're not going to mind it at all because this movie is a lot of fun. Like, it's very much, you don't really have to think that much. It's just fun to watch, easy to consume. It's the perfect movie to just grab a couple of your buddies and go watch. It's an action movie with the main guy's got water powers. That's pretty much what it is. My only other negative point is that it's a bit campy, but I kind of think that's fun because it knows that it's a kind of a fun superhero movie and it just owns it and it makes it even more enjoyable. My final review of Aquaman is don't go into this expecting some big, thought-provoking, theory-making thing like Infinity War. Just go in wanting a fun action movie with the main character as a superhero. Jason Momoa does a great job playing Aquaman. There's two villains in this, and one of them gets a bit neglected, but they left it open for a sequel, and I hope we get that, because this movie was a lot of fun. Definitely drop the cash on this. Alright, so that was my review of Aquaman. If you went and saw it and you have your own ideas, I'd love for you guys to come and tell me. See ya.
Recently, Damien got the chance to meet with our new math teacher, Miss Van Kira. Let's take a look.
Have you had other experiences teaching or a job dealing with kids at all?
Yes, I student taught for about a year in Akron, and I used to work at a golf academy where I taught kids 7 to 12 how to golf every summer for a couple years.
How's this year been for you so far?
So far, so good. I tend not to worry too much about bigger things, so I don't get stressed out too easily. So, all in all, it's been a pretty good year.
Is there any memorable moments from this school year so far?
Just getting to know so many different people, and I think everyone knows just as well as me there are very many very unique people at this school.
What is it like being one of the newest teachers here this year?
I think since it's such a small school, it's not that big of a deal. I feel as though I already know everyone pretty well. Whereas when I taught in Akron, where there was a large staff, it was easy to feel lost at times.
Was there anyone who showed you the ropes of being a teacher?
Miss Klinger has been my savior this year.
Okay. Why did you become a teacher?
It's one of those things that I kind of just always knew I wanted to do. I used to line up all my stuffed animals when I was in kindergarten, and I teach them everything I learned that day at school. And math specifically, I've always loved math, and I did have a teacher, my math teacher in 7th grade told me that she didn't think I would ever be good enough at math, and that gave me my drive to become even better at math.
What has been the hardest thing to do this year?
I think it's difficult to learn to explain things in such a way that other people understand it. I think the math is so easy, but getting other people to see everything that I see isn't always the easiest task.
Is there anything you are looking forward to this year?
Suppose since I'm now one of the track coaches, track season is something to look forward to this year.
Is there anything you are not looking forward to this year?
I don't know school year wise, but teaching wise, I am definitely not looking forward to teaching surface area and volume.
And final question, what is your biggest and smallest class this year?
My smallest class is 17 and my biggest class has 22 kids in it. And it's funny how much those 5 kids make such a difference in how the class looks and feels. It's either everyone's more on task, it's harder to be on task, it always feels like the room's so much fuller in my 22 kid class.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, so here we have boys varsity versus Galleon Tigers. Right off the bat, we have a 3-point shot by me. Right here was a big block that Jacob had at the end of the first quarter. Nice steal by Logan. Good read. Should have been a foul. It's alright, it was our ball anyway. Here I have another 3 on the wing. Here's a steal by Garrett Linkus. Good hustle play. Mason White hustling. Stanley Vaught the steal. Mason White the layup. Nice foul. Good hustle play by Mason right there. There's a drop down to me with the left-hand layup. Dylan Goodman with the block right there. Assist by me, pass to Josh. Really doing good shooting from the outside right now. There's another assist from me to Avery. Good shot. There's a kick out to Trey. Boys would lose by a little bit, but it is what it is. Here we have the girls varsity versus the team up north. Right off the bat, Kinley Edwards at the crossover with a nice reverse layup. Kinley Edwards passing down the Page. Page passes it down to Casey. Casey was massive. Nice hustle play by the Edwards twin. Pass to Dana. Dana dished it off to Taylor with an and one. Kinley with a bunch of steals. She's about to set the record at Cardington. Nice pass to Casey Berkey at the layup. There's Hannah. Nice layup right there. Taylor Rappert kick out the Paige Klinger for the corner 3. Hannah nice with a nice post move. Nice little drop step right there. Casey Berkey with the massive swat. Kinley seeing the floor. Pass down to Dana and pass back to her sister. Beth Hardwick kick out to Edwards twin. And that's the game. Mount Good would get smoked by Cardington.
Now let's go to Eli talking about the robotics team.
What does robotics mean to you?
So robotics means to me, it's really awesome actually. It gives me the chance to actually use hands-on activities to create robots and build them and then program the designs and all that. But I also chose to do robotics because if I stay with it after high school, I can use it as like a secondary job, and it's just really fun.
What do you do in robotics?
Basically, what I do is I build the robot essentially. Like I attach all pieces and gears and all that stuff that you need to whenever you need to build the robot in the first place. Like that's what I do. Otherwise, you would be coding the robot, in which you basically program it to be able to do all these different things. And then after that's all assembled, we take it to competition and hopefully do well at whatever we're competing in. And yeah.
What does robotics mean to you?
Robotics is a place where I can pretty much build robots and program them, and it's just fun, I guess. It's like a place of fun where we build robots. That's robotics.